to call her out on her behaviour.
Yeah.
And it really infuriates her, like to the point where she's shaking and she can't stand being in the same box as me,
Well,
you
I
know?
think she's a proper manipulator. Her voice only shakes when it suits her. She puts everybody round back to it thinking she only does this because she feels bullied, she feels stressed. Listen, she knows how to play the crowd. And you know, in my opinion, she knows exactly what she's doing when she is going to play that victim role, and she knows how to play it well.
100%. Yeah. It's a shame, really, because it overshadows all of her content that she could be doing,
But
you
what's a
know?
shame, sorry, John, what's a shame is, I'm talking for you now, John, when John first met her and they got friends, didn't you say, John, she was a lovely lady to begin with? When
Oh,
you,
when I first met her, she
yes,
comes across as a lovely person. But then I'm sure most of you have seen her originally and thought, oh, she seems like a really nice lady.
no, I did.
Yeah, but after a few months, you start to see what she's actually like. And now, for some reason, she's just turned the tap on full and completely come out of her shell now. And this is the real Luna Tuna that we're talking about here. The one that is on the FYP every day, saying she doesn't want all of this attention, but absolutely loving the fact that she's at 150,000 followers, absolutely loving all the
Yes.
gifts she's been getting. If you're gonna be that kind of person, at least own it. At least acknowledge that you're that person. Someone like Evil Queen, you might not like her, but at least she tells everyone that's how she is. You know.
1,000,000% I agree. But Tuna is very, very sly. She
She's ruining my new blanket.
she's very sly, and she tries to make everybody feel sorry for her. And like I said, everybody's a bully if it's not her way of thinking or her way of going, or if she can't manipulate the boxes. So that's why she doesn't like me because I won't let her dictate to us. Do you know what I'm saying?
But I
I
think
think
it's,
your key word there, manipulation, is really important. I think, she does it to her viewers, she does it to her friends, she does it to her mods. And when you go in a box with her, if it's not her way, then she'll just say she's leaving. And you know
Yes.
what? If it was my life, leave. I don't want that kind of person in there, you know?
but I think
Listen,
if she's
I am
talking about,
sure, right? Sorry, my Luna. I'm
no, it's
sure,
okay.
right at this second now, she knows you're in my box, and she
Evening,
will be
Frankie.
watching this live here. And Tuna, if you are watching and you would like to come into the box, Johnny ain't getting dropped. You're not going to shout over anybody. You're all going to speak, and I don't care if you leave the box or if you don't come in. The live is not getting to your rules. You either come in and abide by the rules and listen to both sides, and John will be giving his side, then you can give your side.
I think she's left the app at the moment, Pearl. But I think if
Yes.
any, but no, but to be honest, well, I think if somebody's talking about Annette, then Annette has the right to go in the box. If
Yeah.
someone's talking about John, then John has the right to go in the box. Not to
Exactly.
say, I want to come in the box, but you've got to drop the other, to dictate to drop the other person.
But look, the thing is, there's nothing else that I need to add. We've gone over the story multiple times. She is the one that brought it all up again the other night. There's no need for me to keep going on. There's plenty of people on this app who are now exposing the way that she acts. There's absolutely no need for me to do what I was doing because
Oh.
there's plenty of people that do it. And my main reason for doing it was to make sure people weren't getting manipulated for gifts and people weren't wasting their time and getting too emotionally involved in this. That's why I did what I did. You'll see that I rarely do that now because I don't need to do it. There's hundreds of people doing it.
Exactly, all talk about her. But my opinion is that she calls everybody the bully. She is the bully, in my opinion. She's a proper manipulator. She plays on everybody with what she says, like about her disabilities. This stuttering comes on as and when needed, in my opinion. And she's just not a nice person, basically. That's my opinion on her.
It's a shame because she could be, if she stopped all the hate and the malicious and the things she's doing. Now, Not because of John. John, how many of your mods have left since you started having mods?
I've got all the same mods that I had originally.
Exactly. So that tells a lot when Annette's mods come and go, and a mod is loyal to whoever they're modding for. And Annette's gone through so many, there must be a reason behind it. And when they have left, then she's nasty. Now, fine, some mods want to leave or can't do it anymore, or maybe it's not the right thing. They just say there doesn't have to be any nastiness coming out of it. You can leave on good terms. Her
Look,
mods,
but
they don't.
behind the scenes, I know you're not all big fans of him, but Fat Freak is doing a big, like, deep dive on it, and he's actually into taking the time over the next few weeks and interviewing past friends, mods, everything, and gonna be clipping it all together to a really, really good story that I think will sum up what happened at the beginning and where she is now. And I really do think that's something that you should get involved in if you want to, because there's a lot that's going to be spoken about during that. And I think it's nice that someone's taking the time to do it, if you know what I mean.
That is nice. And for such as Tuna, this needs something doing like that. But for me, I don't even say him by his name. Our big pork pie head. I don't really have a lot to do with him because he went and made big style for no reason at all. But, well, what he called was, you know that word.
Look, I know that you've got some history there, and I think sometimes creators can get things not maybe wrong or focus on the wrong things, but I do think there's a lot of really useful information he does also give out, about other creators.
That's a good thing, my John. So keep watching Big Pork Pie Head, aka I'll say his name once and once only, Fact Freak. So he is doing a deep dive, and he's having talks with mods with. Go on, John. Sorry, tell the story. He's having talks with who about him?
Ex mods, ex friends. Some of the story that she's told will be sort of heard from the other side, which I think is really important. From people who don't have a platform like I do or she does. I think that's the main thing why it's so important, is that there are so many people involved in this that you haven't yet heard from.
Did you see his one tonight, John?
I saw clips of it.
I don't think Paul knows about it. I will message
Thank you, Miley.
Chantal and tell her. But I must admit, the person this week who I must say has said something spot on was Zach. No, it wasn't Zach. It was Alex. Sorry, Alex. He actually said that some of us as viewers, we come on at a later date and know nothing about what's happened in the past. So we're only seeing from, say, today onwards when we came on. He mentioned this was about Zach, when CLA was in hospital, and he went to the hospital apparently and said he was a cousin or her son and spoke to well, obviously I knew nothing about that, but what Alex said actually was so spot on, that people, unless we're told the story from the past, why somebody's so disliked or whatever, like what Fact Freak's going to be doing about Annette, people might have only watched Annette for the last few weeks and don't understand what the issue is. But he will do it from the start up until now, so people will understand. And that's why a lot of people don't understand sometimes what's going on, because they've come in at the end of the story or halfway through. That was just.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I stopped doing Pearl. To be honest with you, it's got nothing to do with you.
No,
I stopped getting into boxes like this because it was always bringing it up. Not just you, but other creators as well, Misread, etc., were always calling me in, and I just didn't want to continue it continuously. What I have done is made videos about my story and made a playlist. And that way, if anyone ever says to me, John, what's the story? What's been happening? I just point them to that now, because there's no point coming in here and constantly repeating the same stuff.
Yeah. She won't come in, but she doesn't like me, full stop. And I seen a video where she was with Mr. Pratt, and she said, can you please not call me tuna? And he went, oh. And she said, Pearl started that joke off, and I don't like it. But listen, she'll always be tuna to me.
The end of the day, if you can't deal with little things like that, then don't come onto social media. You know, if you're really that bothered by something like Luna Tuna, then why are you on social media?
But Pearl, I used to love tuna mayonnaise and tuna pasta, and now you've completely put me off of tuna, and you're to blame. I will never ever forgive you for that. Sorry, I'm being honest.
When I first came to the app, I used to like tuna, but she's completely put me off herself.
So we're both off of tuna now.
So exactly.
John, on this note, are you really not feeling very well?
Who?
John.
No,
Yeah,
tell him please.
I've got some sort of... Well, you'll see I keep muting because I'm coughing.
I'm only tormenting John. Don't take me serious.
I think it's just a cold. I did a COVID test the other day and I think it was negative. So I think it's just a cold. But it's, you know, when you talk for too long, you get a really like tickly throat. And, you know, I don't want to turn into Luna Tuna myself and start listing all my conditions.
I was just about to say, start from number 1 and work down the list.
Yeah. But look, I'm going to head off now because it is making me cough again.
Just before you go, John, just say about your content with your cruises, what you're going to be doing a lot more.
Well, I do
so
have...
what's coming up for the cruises?
Well, So did you see that Becky Jones went on a cruise?
No.
You know who Becky Jones is?
No.
Okay, Becky Jones is quite a big creator. She's got like almost 1 million followers. Her and a group of a few people went on a cruise with the company that I work with. Now, if you remember, Pearl, I said to you that I'm going to try and get a cruise, and I have got one potentially, but I couldn't do it this year because I'd already had so many cruises booked.
Yeah.
So there is going to be another cruise like that next year, and it will be a one over in Spain somewhere, something like that. But basically, I was due to go on that cruise, but I couldn't go on it. So I have a cruise in November. I have a cruise in February. I have a cruise in May. I have a cruise in August. So I have lots and lots of content coming up where you'll be able to see all these different cruise ships. But I'm still hoping to get a load of TikTokers together and do a cruise sometime like early summer next year. So I will be back.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, I will be back in touch nearer the time. I just didn't want to waste anyone's time until I'd got it sorted.
Even if I don't speak to any of them, listen, you don't have to speak to somebody to go on a cruise. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'll be up for that, a free cruise.
Yeah. I mean, all you got to do really is talk about the company that does the cruises. And that's how I book my cruises now anyway. So it's not like I'm just advertising them for the sake of it. For example, the cruise I'm going on in February is to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And it's you stay overnight in Amsterdam on the cruise ship and then you come back home. It's only 4 nights and it's only £200 per person, £280 per person. But all your food is included. So it's a really, really good deal. And it's things like that I try and talk about so people can try them and see if they like it. So I do a lot of that.
Ones.
You should definitely have a look at doing something like that.
Kate, if you follow John, he comes up with not him, but he tells you about lots of really good deals, and you don't need to take a second mortgage out to have it. He'll explain how you get all the food.
Yeah, I mean, two of you, you and your partner could go on a cruise in February next year to Amsterdam for four nights, 5 days. You don't have to fly anywhere. You just go to Southampton, and it's going to be less than £600 with all your food included. That's not that expensive when you compare it to somewhere like Centre Parks or even Butlins nowadays. If you factor in the food part of it, then you're talking less than £300 a person. It's a really, really good rate. So I'm not here just to sell cruises. I just wanted to tell you that they're not that expensive. Yeah. So it is a really good price. And I also do a lot of cooking, Pearl. You may not have seen me recently, but...
I do. I was in your live. What were you doing? And you were doing something with the air fryer.
Oh, was I?
Maybe you were promoting, yeah. He's air fryer mad. He has about 100 air fryers at his house.
Oh, I've sold over 2,000 air fryers in the last 6 months through
Oh, well,
TikTok
it
Shop.
was only the other day, and I was watching you. I did comment, but I don't think you've seen us because you were cooking, but you were doing something. You were on selling some air fryers, like promoting them.
Oh,
And
okay.
what were you cooking again?
I was probably making a cottage pie or a bolognese or something.
I can't remember, my John. I can't remember. Anyways, I was in for a bit watching you, but you never seen us. But it was
Oh,
in.
didn't I? I do try.
You would keep backwards and forwards
How are
like.
you, Jill?
Hey, my Rosemary, how's you?
I've been voted that many times out of people's boxes. They've all voted for me all the time. I'm like a bit of dog food over here. Everyone wants a bite.
Oh.
I'm going to drop down now, Pearl. I'll let you chat with some other
Oh my
people.
god,
But
I
nice.
follow you,
John.
Cookie. I follow you, the cooking at the Pearson there. We've got 138.
Do you?
Yeah. I love you. I really like your content.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, that's nice then.
Wish you better, I wish you better, John.
What they asking? Can you give a little folly back, please?
Nah. Well, I
Right, hold
follow
on.
you on my own account, but my phone broke, so I can't see his new content. But I'm gonna
Give
give him.
him a follow now.
I'm giving him a follow now so I can watch more of his content. I really love.
Well,
it.
this is on a mum's page, Gia Rosemary, but she's precious. And so that's on her own page, but she does love you, my John.
Very nice.
Hey,
Thank
Pip, you got your owl called after me, yet? And don't shut up the Annette like me.
Well, have a good evening, guys. I'm off to bed now.
John, thank you very much, my baby, for coming in, and I hope that you're feeling better soon. And listen,
Thank you.
pop in every now and again. It doesn't have to be about tuna. We can just come in and have a chat about your cooking and your cruises and what you've been getting up to in general.
Yeah, I will do. I will do soon. Thanks very much, Bill, for having me.
All the drama
Good
down.
night.
See you
Wish you
guys.
better. Good night.
My John, good night.
The Observer, providing you with the latest TikTok drama from across the UK.